Hi guys! The shocking revelation. Marco discovers his true identity through Natalia's final letter. A letter that changes everything. In the dramatic culmination of General Hospital's current storyline, Marco finds himself holding a suicide note from Natalia that reveals the most shocking family secret in Port Charles history. The letter, discovered in the aftermath of Natalia's tragic death, contains earth-shattering revelations that will forever change the Corinthos family dynamic. Natalia's final letter reveals that Marco was actually adopted by her, not her biological son as everyone believed. But even more stunning is the revelation that Marco's true parents are none other than Sonny and Carly Corinthos. According to the letter, approximately 30 years ago, Carly gave birth to what everyone thought was a single child, Morgan, but she actually delivered twins. The hidden twin tragedy. The letter explains that while the family celebrated Morgan's birth, his twin brother Marco was secretly stolen from the hospital for unknown reasons. This devastating separation occurred without Sonny or Carly's knowledge, leaving them to raise Morgan believing he was their only child from that pregnancy. Meanwhile, the kidnapped twin was eventually raised by Natalia, who apparently only learned the truth about Marco's real parentage recently. This revelation creates one of the most complex family dynamics General Hospital has ever presented. Marco, who has been developing feelings for Lucas and working as a lawyer in Port Charles, suddenly discovers that the man he's been suspicious of, Sonny, is actually his biological father. Similarly shocking is learning that Carly, the woman he's observed from afar, is his birth mother. The current family context. The timing of this revelation is particularly poignant given the recent developments in the Corinthos family. Sonny and Carly have 7 children together across their complicated relationship history. Their biological children include Morgan, who died in 2016, Christina, Dante, Avery, and Donna, while Michael is Sonny's adopted son. The discovery that Marco is actually their long-lost twin adds an entirely new dimension to their family structure. Marco's true identity also explains some of the mysterious connections that have been developing throughout 2025. His relationship with both Sidwell and Natalia, who he believed were his biological parents, now takes on new meaning. The fact that Marco has been working as a lawyer and developing romantic feelings for Lucas while unknowingly being part of the Corinthos legacy creates multiple layers of dramatic irony. The adoption and separation. According to the letter's revelations, the circumstances surrounding Marco's disappearance remain partially mysterious. What is clear is that sometime during or shortly after birth, Marco was taken from the hospital, leaving Sonny and Carly unaware that they had twins. This separation occurred through what appears to have been either a kidnapping or an illegal adoption scheme. Natalia's role in raising Marco becomes more complex with this revelation. The letter suggests that she only recently learned the truth about Marco's parentage, indicating that she may have been an unwitting participant in keeping the twins separated. Her decision to reveal this information in her suicide note suggests she wanted to ensure the truth came to light, even if she couldn't live to see the family reunited. Impact on current relationships. This revelation dramatically alters several ongoing storylines in Port Charles. Marco's budding romance with Lucas now carries additional weight, as Lucas is connected to the medical community that might have records of the twin birth. Additionally, Marco's professional relationship with Diane Miller and his legal work in Port Charles take on new significance given his true family connections. The discovery also affects Marco's relationship with his supposed sister Blaze, who he believed was Natalia and Sidwell's daughter. With Marco no longer being Natalia's biological son, their family dynamic completely shifts, though the bonds they formed through Natalia's care remain meaningful. Parallels to General Hospital history. This twin separation storyline echoes General Hospital's rich history of baby switches and separated siblings. The show has previously explored similar themes with characters like Jason and Drew, who were revealed to be twins separated under mysterious circumstances. The Corinthos family itself has experienced baby switches before, most notably with the Wiley storyline involving Lucas and Brad. The revelation also connects to broader themes of family identity and belonging that have been central to General Hospital for decades. The concept of twins separated at birth and raised in different circumstances has been a recurring element in soap opera storytelling, allowing for exploration of nature versus nurture questions. Future implications. Marco's discovery of his true parentage sets up numerous dramatic possibilities for future storylines. His feelings of betrayal toward Natalia, who kept this secret, may be complicated by grief over her death. Additionally, his complicated feelings toward Sonny, whom he previously suspected of causing Natalia's death, must now be reconciled with learning Sonny is his biological father. The revelation also raises questions about Morgan's death and whether there might be connections between the separated twins' experiences. Morgan died in 2016 in what appeared to be a car explosion, but the discovery of his twin brother Marco might prompt investigations into whether there were other forces at work in their separation. Carly and Sonny's reaction. When Sonny and Carly learn about Marco's true identity, they will face the overwhelming realization that they lost a child they never knew existed. For Carly, who has experienced numerous pregnancy complications and losses throughout her time on General Hospital, discovering that she had twins but only raised one will be devastating. For Sonny, who has always been fiercely protective of his children, learning that one of his sons was stolen and raised by others will likely trigger his protective instincts and possibly his criminal connections. The revelation may also explain some of the unusual connections Marco has had to Sonny's world, suggesting that fate was somehow drawing the separated family members together. Next, we will immerse ourselves in the emotional whirlwind tearing through Port Charles as shocking family secrets come to light, igniting fiery confrontations and deep-seated resentments. At the center of this storm is Lulu Spencer, who finds herself consumed with Rajanat at her son Rocco Falconeri, but at Brooklyn Quartermain, for accidentally exposing a long-buried truth about Rocco's origins. As questions of identity, betrayal, and trust collide, relationships are tested, and new alliances form in unexpected ways. Join us as we unpack this explosive storyline, adding fresh details and vivid scenarios to paint a picture of the chaos unfolding, from heated arguments to heartbreaking revelations. All while the specter of Britt Westburn's return looms over the drama. Let's dive into the intricate web of emotions and secrets that promise to keep us captivated. First, let's explore the core of this family crisis as Lulu Spencer grapples with an eruption of anger after discovering that Rocco has learned a staggering truth about his birth. The young boy, confused and hurt, is wrestling with the revelation that Lulu didn't carry him, and that Britt Westburn played a pivotal role in his origin story by stealing Lulu's embryo and acting as a surrogate in a twisted scheme. Picture Rocco sitting on the edge of his bed in the Falconeri home, his brow furrowed as he clutches an old photo of Lulu, questioning if she's truly his mother or if Britt holds that title in some warped way. He feels deceived, having been kept in the dark about this bizarre chapter of his life for so long. Imagine his voice cracking with emotion as he mutters to himself in the quiet of his room, wondering why his parents hid such a fundamental piece of his identity. According to spoilers for Monday's episode, Lulu quickly deduces that Brooklyn is the source of Rocco's newfound knowledge, setting the stage for a blistering confrontation that could fracture their already fragile relationship. The pain of this betrayal stings deep, and fans can expect fireworks as Lulu unleashes her fury over this breach of trust. Delving deeper into Rocco's emotional turmoil, it's clear that the revelation of his unconventional conception has left him reeling with anger and confusion. Unless ABC General Hospital rewrites history, Lulu is indeed his biological mother, but Britt's sinister act of implanting the stolen embryo means she carried him to term, adding layers of complexity to Rocco's understanding of his roots. Envision Rocco storming out of the house after a tense exchange with Lulu, his sneakers pounding the pavement as he heads to the pier to clear his head, the salty breeze mingling with his bitter thoughts of being lied to for years. His burning questions swirl: what was Britt really? What drove her to commit such a shocking act, and how does this reshape his sense of self? It seems Dante Falconeri and Lulu may have never intended to share this surreal origin story with their son, perhaps hoping to shield him from the soap opera absurdity of it all. How do you even begin to explain to a child that their embryo was stolen by a crazy chick and grown in her body, only for the truth to emerge later? The unimaginable nature of this plotline underscores the raw pain Rocco feels as he demands answers from Lulu in tearful, heated moments that promise to tug at viewers' heartstrings. Lulu's reaction to this crisis is set to be explosive as she turns her wrath toward Brooklyn Quartermain, blaming her for Rocco's distress. Imagine Lulu barging into the Quartermain mansion, her eyes blazing as she corners Brooklyn in the grand living room, accusing her of carelessly letting such a devastating secret slip into Rocco's hands. Brooklyn, caught off guard, might stammer that she never meant for Rocco to find out. Having confided in Maxie Jones about her decision to keep the information under wraps to avoid hurting the boy the way Lulu hurt Joe Palmieri with past revelations. Picture the scene unfolding with Maxie nervously lingering nearby, trying to mediate as Lulu's voice rises, her anger fueled by the betrayal of someone she once trusted. However, this confrontation is just the tip of the iceberg, as spoilers suggest that Lulu's rage will reverberate beyond this moment, potentially circling back to bite Brooklyn in unexpected ways. The fallout could ripple through their families, creating a domino effect of resentment and regret that no one saw coming. The repercussions of this secret's exposure threaten to ensnare Brooklyn further, especially when it comes to her own son, Joe Palmieri. Even though Brooklyn chose not to weaponize the information about Rocco as revenge against Lulu, her initial digging into the matter driven by her own anger toward Lulu may come back to haunt her. Envision Joe overhearing whispers of the drama at a local diner, his jaw tightening as he pieces together that his mother was poking around in sensitive family history out of spite. He might confront Brooklyn in a quiet corner of the Quartermain estate, his voice low but seething as he accuses her of stirring up trouble by even possessing such a document in their home. Joe could lash out, blaming her for hurting his newfound brother Rocco and dredging up old wounds about being thrown away by her in the past. Picture him pacing in frustration, asking, "Haven't you done enough damage? First, you abandoned me, and now you've hurt Rocco. What's wrong with you?" This raw exchange could widen the chasm between mother and son, leaving Brooklyn to face the bitter consequences of her actions. Meanwhile, Rocco's feelings toward Lulu are equally tumultuous as he grapples with the enormity of the secret she kept from him. His anger burns hot, not necessarily at Brooklyn for the accidental reveal, but at his mother for withholding such a life-altering truth. Imagine Rocco sitting across from Lulu at the kitchen table, his young face hardened as he demands to know why she never told him about Britt, each word laced with betrayal. In a surprising twist, he might even express a strange gratitude toward Brooklyn for uncovering a truth he believes he deserved to know. Much like Joe wasn't upset with Lulu for spilling secrets in the past. Picture Lulu's shock as Rocco defends Brooklyn during a heated family discussion at Kelly's diner, his words cutting deep as he sides with the person she blames most. This dynamic could infuriate Lulu beyond measure, mirroring the frustration Brooklyn feels seeing Joe confide in Lulu. The irony of Joe potentially defending Lulu while Rocco stands by Brooklyn adds a fascinating layer of tension, threatening to strain the budding brotherly bond between the two young men as they navigate conflicting loyalties. This tangled web of blame and defense mechanisms between Joe and Rocco introduces a fresh source of friction that could drive a wedge between them just as their sibling connection begins to take root. Envision the brothers crossing paths at the park, their usual easy banter replaced by awkward silence as Joe bristles at Rocco's defense of Brooklyn, while Rocco resents Gio's support for Lulu. Their conversation might escalate into a shouting match near the old fountain, each accusing the other of misplaced loyalty to mothers who've hurt them both in different ways. This rift, fueled by the chaos of exposed secrets, offers a poignant glimpse into the emotional toll of family drama on the younger generation of Port Charles. However, there's a sliver of hope that this conflict might ultimately serve as a mirror for Lulu and Brooklyn, forcing them to see the pain their feuding inflicts on their sons. Could a moment of shared insight, perhaps during a reluctant truce at a school event for the boys, prompt them to set aside their animosity for Joe and Rocco's sake? The mess is undeniable, and true resolution seems distant until these two women find a way to bury the hatchet, a prospect that feels unlikely in the near future. Adding another layer to this already intricate storyline is the looming return of Britt Westburn, whose controversial role in Rocco's birth ties directly into the current upheaval. Next week promises intense scenes as Rocco confronts Lulu with raw, searching questions about why she kept the truth from him, his need for clarity clashing with her protective instincts. Picture Dante Falconeri walking in on this emotional exchange in their living room, his face falling as he realizes the secret has exploded in the worst possible way. Dante, too, might harbor frustration toward Brooklyn for her indirect role in this revelation, potentially straining his partnership with Harrison Chase, who has ties to the Quartermain family. Imagine Dante pulling Chase aside at the police station, his tone sharp as he questions how such sensitive information slipped out, creating friction in their usually solid camaraderie. Britt's reappearance, whether in person or through an Earth memorial, will undoubtedly intensify the stakes, forcing the Falconeri family to confront painful chapters they'd hoped to leave buried. This sticky situation offers no easy answers, weaving a complex tapestry of hurt, anger, and the desperate need for healing. Next, we will explore the heartwarming yet harrowing journey of Sasha Corbin and Michael Corinthos as they navigate the joys of parenthood amidst a sinister shadow looming over their newborn daughter, Daisy. While the couple revels in the bliss of Daisy's recent birth and christening, a mysterious stalker targeting their baby has cast a dark cloud over their happiness. With a list of potential culprits ranging from heartbroken exes to vengeful foes, the danger feels ever-present. Join us as we delve into this gripping storyline with fresh details, imaginative twists, and vivid scenarios, uncovering who might be behind this unsettling obsession and what their intentions could mean for Daisy, Michael, and Sasha. Buckle up for a deep dive into the tangled web of love, loss, and lurking threats in Port Charles. Let's start with the joyful yet tumultuous world of Sasha and Michael, who are cherishing every moment with their daughter, Daisy, after her dramatic arrival into the world. The little one was born amid the chaos of Michael and Willow Tate's bitter custody battle, a moment of light in a storm of legal and personal strife. Picture the serene scene of Daisy's christening at a quaint Port Charles church, sunlight streaming through stained glass as family members gather, their smiles masking underlying tensions while Sasha cradles her baby in a delicate white gown. However, this tender new chapter is marred by a chilling discovery. Samine is stalking Daisy. Strange occurrences, like an unfamiliar lullaby CD left on their porch or fleeting shadows near the nursery window, have Sasha and Michael on high alert. Imagine Michael installing security cameras late at night, his jaw set with worry as Sasha watches Daisy sleep, her heart pounding with fear of who might be watching their every move. The identity of this stalker remains a mystery, with several suspects emerging, each with their own motives that could spell danger or something more complex for this young family. One of the most prominent suspects in this unsettling drama is Willow Tate, whose emotional state has taken a devastating turn since losing custody of her children, Wiley and Amelia, to Michael. The court's decision hit her like a tidal wave, and her behavior has grown increasingly erratic, as seen when she lashed out at the judge delivering the news with raw, unrestrained emotion. Envision Willow sitting alone in a dimly lit apartment, surrounded by empty photo frames that once held pictures of her kids, her mind spiraling into a dark abyss of grief and resentment. Could this loss have pushed her to target Daisy as a way to punish Michael for the pain she's endured? Intriguingly, Willow was the one who helped deliver Daisy during the custody hearing when Sasha went into labor under the intense scrutiny of Rick Lansing's questioning. Picture that chaotic scene in the courthouse hallway, Willow's hands trembling as she assists Sasha, her eyes lingering on the newborn with a mix of awe and aching longing. Despite her core goodness, often overshadowed by Drew Kane's manipulative influence, Willow's desperation for a child might drive her to unhealthy fixation. Is she watching Daisy from afar, dreaming of a bond she can no longer have with her own children? Speaking of Drew Kane, his name surfaces as another potential stalker with a vendetta against Michael for the hurt caused to Willow. Drew's moral compass has taken a nosedive in recent times, with actions so deplorable they've shocked even his harshest critics. Recall the moment he maliciously ensured Wiley overheard him at the hospital, loudly stating Michael only returned home for Daisy, a cruel jab meant to wound. Imagine Drew smirking in the hospital corridor as Wiley's small face crumples with confusion, showcasing a new low for a character many thought couldn't sink further. Fans speculate wildly about Drew's motivations. Could he be suffering lingering effects from a brutal prison beating? Or might he be a resurrected Shiloh with a sinister agenda? Picture him plotting in a shadowy motel room on the edge of town, surrounded by scribbled notes and photos of Michael's family, his mind churning with plans for revenge. If Drew is behind the stalking, it could pave the way for a dramatic exit for a character widely despised by the fanbase. Perhaps through a climactic confrontation at the Corinthos estate where his true nature is finally unmasked. Another intriguing possibility lies with Brooklyn Quartermain, whose personal struggles and family revelations add layers to her potential involvement. Recently, it was unveiled that Joe Palmieri is her son with Dante Falconeri, a child she believed was adopted out during her teenage years, only to learn Lois Trullo and Gloria Trullo had given him to Camila Palmieri instead. This bombshell led Joe to distance himself from his parents, leaving Brooklyn grappling with regret and longing. Envision Brooklyn gazing out the window of the Quartermain mansion, her eyes misty as she watches Joe play soccer in the yard, aching to reconnect. Her desire for a child with her husband, Harrison Chase, including talks of adoption, might be intensified by Daisy's presence in the same household. Could the sound of Daisy's laughter echoing through the halls stir a deep maternal yearning, pushing Brooklyn to hover too closely? Picture her tiptoeing into the nursery during a family gathering, gently adjusting Daisy's mobile with a wistful smile, unaware her actions might be misinterpreted as something sinister. So far, no harm has come to Dayside's stalker has even changed her diaper and played soothing melody, suggesting this could be a case of longing rather than malice. The darker side of Port Charles' underworld brings us to Jen Sidwell, a ruthless figure whose feud with Sonny Carly could extend to targeting Michael's family. Despite a supposed truce vowing to keep families off limits in their battle for control of the waterfront, Sidwell was recently spotted in his Windermere living room, poring over photos of Sonny's children with a calculating glint in his eye. Sonny and Jason Morgan have long suspected Sidwell of orchestrating violent acts, like the bomb that severely injured Michael and the Molotov cocktail attack on Charlie's that endangered Christina Corinthos, only thwarted by Marco Rio's timely rescue. Imagine Sonny pacing in his office, slamming a fist on the desk as he connects the dots to Sidwell, while Jason loads a gun, ready to confront the threat head-on. Could stalking Daisy be another twisted method to torment Sonny through his son Michael? Sidwell's past actions, including kidnapping Sasha as leverage against her mother Holly Sutton for stolen diamonds, show he has no moral boundaries. Picture him scheming from a hidden lair, dispatching a henchman to leave cryptic notes near Daisy's crib, each one a taunt meant to unravel the Corinthos family's peace of mind. Adding a wild card to this mystery is the enigmatic return of Britt Westburn, or potentially a new character portrayed by Kelly Thibault, whose past ties to Port Charles could intersect with Daisy's storyline in unexpected ways. Britt was believed to have perished at the hands of Heather Weber, the infamous hook killer, with her mother Liesl Obrick publicly mourning her loss. But what if Liesl secretly saved Britt, hiding her away for a dramatic comeback? Envision Liesl in a clandestine safe house, tending to a recovering Britt, whispering plans for her return while keeping her existence a secret from even her closest allies. Britt's history with the Falconeri familiage carried Rocco after stealing Lulu Spencer and Dante's embryo in a shocking deception might resurface as Brooklyn digs into Rocco's parentage as revenge against Lulu, inadvertently exposing Gio's adoption truth. Could Britt, if alive, harbor unresolved feelings or grudges that draw her to Daisy as a new focus of obsession? Picture her lurking near the christening, cloaked in disguise, her gaze fixated on the baby as memories of her own stolen motherhood resurface, blending longing with something darker. As Sasha and Michael navigate this terrifying uncertainty, their once idyllic parenthood is now fraught with vigilance and fear, each day a battle to protect Daisy from an unseen predator. Imagine tense nights in their home, Michael double-checking every lock while Sasha sings to Daisy with a forced calm, her voice wavering as she glances at the darkened windows. The list of suspects: Willow's heartbreak, Drew's vendetta, Brooklyn's yearning, Sidwell's ruthlessness, and Britt's mysterious return paints a chilling picture of potential danger or misguided affection. Will Sonny and Jason's protective instincts uncover the stalker before harm comes to Daisy, or will Sasha and Michael face a heartbreaking confrontation on their own? Perhaps an unlikely ally, like Carly Spencer, steps in, driven by her own history of family threats to guard Daisy with fierce determination. Picture Carly organizing a late-night watch at the Corinthos compound, her resolve stealing Sasha as they comb through clues together. The suspense is unbearable, and the truth promises to shake Port Charles to its core. Stay with us at ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel as we continue to follow this haunting mystery surrounding baby Daisy and her family. Who do you think is behind the stalking scheme, driven by loss, revenge, or something else entirely? Drop your theories in the comments below and let us know how you see this drama unfolding. Until next time, keep watching and keep wondering what shocking revelations await Sasha, Michael, and the rest of Port Charles in this gripping tale of love and lurking danger.